Caitlin Clark just did something that no athlete has done since Michael Jordan.
Caitlin Clark just made history with a deal no rookie in women's basketball has ever touched a contract tied to Michael Jordan himself. But instead of a celebration, the deal set off a firestorm. Angel Reese, LSU's Bayou Barbie, was caught in a whirlwind of emotion, cryptic posts, and a meltdown that left fans stunned. What really happened? And why are NBA legends like LeBron James and Kevin Durant suddenly weighing in? Buckle up, because this story is about rivalry, race, money, and the future of women's basketball.
The Clark, Stolke lays it in, plus the foul. That will do it. This time, it's Iowa. The Hawkeyes are headed back to the Final Four.
Caitlin Clark wasn't just another college basketball star, she was a phenomenon. From Des Moines, Iowa, to breaking NCAA all-time scoring records, she averaged nearly 28 points per game in her senior year. Every game was sold out. ESPN called her the Steph Curry of college hoops, while LeBron James and Kevin Durant publicly praised her. But her real game changer? A once-in-a-lifetime deal with Nike's Jordan brand.
It was like Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, probably eventually Caitlin Clark, where it's like individual people make an entire country tune into their sport.
1,000%.
Like hockey was never bigger than when Wayne Gretzky was playing it, and it was ridiculous how much it grew the sport.
Tiger Woods.
This wasn't just a shoe deal. It was a crowning moment. Michael Jordan's brand, known for its exclusivity, selected Caitlin Clark fresh out of college. Reports say the deal includes a signature shoe, the first ever for a WNBA rookie. Fans immediately dubbed it the Michael Jordan deal, because just like Jordan in the 80s, Clark is expected to change the sport itself.
Say something too. I think, Angel's one of the toughest people I've been around. People speak hate into her life. I've never seen people wish bad things on someone as much as her, and it does not affect her. She comes to practice every day. She lives her life every day. She lives how she wants to live, and she don't let nobody change that. And that's the key to life right there. Y'all do not get to her. Let me say it again. Y'all do not get to Angel Reese. So you might want to give it up, throw the towel in, because you're wasting your energy. So Angel's one of the toughest people I've been around.
But where there's light, there's shadow. And standing across from Clark is Angel Reese. LSU's Bayou Barbie became a household name after her iconic "You Can't See Me" taunt in the 2023 NCAA championship. The rivalry instantly became cultural. The clean-cut, all-American Caitlin versus the unapologetic, bold Angel Reese. Social media turned it into more than basketball. It became racial, cultural, and personal.
Grimy rebound. She's left alone. She accomplishes for the first time in history.
After Caitlin's Jordan deal, Angel Reese's demeanor shifted. In post-game press conferences, she broke down in tears, saying, "I've been through so much and people don't even know." Then came the cryptic tweets. One simply read, "Bet, watch this." Soon, a locker room video surfaced showing Reese avoiding teammates and reporters. Critics called it a meltdown. Supporters called it pressure. But one thing was clear: Angel was feeling the weight of Clark's meteoric rise.
Last week, Time Magazine revealed its Athlete of the Year, and the choice was Caitlin Clark. Now, I thought the honor was well-deserved. When you look at this year, few, if any, athletes have had the impact that she's had on.
Even NBA icons joined the conversation. Shaquille O'Neal defended Reese, saying critics were too harsh. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan himself reportedly approved Clark's signing, calling it the future of the game. With LeBron, KD, and Shaq speaking up, this rivalry stopped being just about college basketball. It became a fight for the direction of the entire WNBA.
Shot. 45 blocks last year. Clark for three. Clark, they said she has redefined what a good shot is. Look how far out she.
The rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese is more than personal. It's about race, marketability, and double standards in sports. Why is Clark praised as competitive while Reese is called arrogant? Why does one land the Jordan brand deal, while the other gets accused of melting down? These questions expose deeper truths about how women athletes are judged, marketed, and remembered. Angel Reese is at a crossroads. Will she use this rivalry as fuel to dominate the WNBA? Or will the constant comparisons and media scrutiny derail her career? Her story isn't over, it's just beginning. If Caitlin is Michael Jordan, could Angel become the league's ultimate villain or its most resilient star? Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is already shaping the future. The Jordan deal puts her at the center of women's basketball's next big leap. Bigger contracts, more endorsements, higher ratings. Caitlin isn't just playing the game, she's rewriting it. So here's the real question. Is Caitlin Clark the Michael Jordan of this generation, or will Angel Reese rise back and flip the script? One thing's for sure, women's basketball has never been more explosive. And this rivalry? It's only getting started. Caitlin Clark just signed the deal every athlete dreams of, a partnership with Michael Jordan's legendary brand. But while the world celebrates, Angel Reese's silence has spoken louder than words. Some say she's furious. Others believe she's crumbling under the pressure of being overshadowed. Tonight, we uncover how Clark's Jordan deal may have pushed Reese to her breaking point and what it reveals about race, rivalry, and the future of women's basketball. Michael Jordan doesn't just sign anyone. His brand represents dominance, legacy, and global reach. For Caitlin Clark to land this deal straight out of college, it's unheard of in women's sports. But while Clark was showered with praise, magazine covers, and endorsements, Angel Reese watched the spotlight she once owned slip away. Reese didn't publicly criticize Clark's Jordan deal, but her silence was deafening. While Clark was praised as elegant, disciplined, and humble, Reese was labeled emotional, flashy, even problematic. Was this media bias? Or was Clark simply more marketable to corporate America? This rivalry isn't just about basketball anymore. It's a branding war. Clark fits neatly into what sponsors want. Clean, all-American, easy to sell. Reese brings edge, fire, and personality, but that doesn't always fit the mold. And the comparisons? They've fueled ugly debates about race, double standards, and respect for Black female athletes. Frustration boiled over. Reese's emotional outbursts, sideline tantrums, and cryptic social media posts sparked what many called a meltdown. Was she simply tired of being compared? Or was the Jordan deal the breaking point? Either way, the narrative stuck Clark as the golden girl, Reese as the villain. This rivalry is bigger than two players. It's about how women's sports are marketed, how race shapes narratives, and how the WNBA handles its brightest stars. Even NBA legends LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Shaquille O'Neal have weighed in, warning that the league must protect both Clark and Reese if it wants to grow. And now the stage is set. Clark is rewriting record books with the fever. Reese has joined the Chicago Sky, ready to bring her grit to the big leagues. Their rivalry is officially professional, and every matchup is box office gold. But the question remains, will they rise above the noise? Or will this rivalry consume them both? Caitlin Clark's Jordan deal may have crowned her as the face of women's basketball. But Angel Reese's response, her silence, her frustration, her fight has exposed deep cracks in how the spotlight is shared. This isn't just drama. It's a turning point. Because whether you cheer for Clark, Reese, or both, this rivalry is forcing the world to finally pay attention. And women's basketball will never be the same again. Caitlin Clark's historic partnership with Michael Jordan's iconic brand didn't just send shockwaves through the sports world, it completely changed the conversation about women's basketball, marketability, and legacy. And in the process, it seemed to leave Angel Reese trapped in the shadows of her rival, sparking whispers of jealousy, frustration, and even an emotional breakdown behind the scenes. The deal itself was unprecedented because Jordan Brand is not a company that simply hands out contracts. It carefully chooses faces who symbolize greatness, discipline, and global reach. And for decades, that select group has been dominated by men like Michael Jordan himself, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, and Zion Williamson. So for Clark, a rookie in the WNBA, to receive that honor before she has even played a full season shows the extraordinary magnitude of her impact. But with every headline celebrating Clark, the silence from Angel Reese grew louder, because this was more than just a business move. It was a crowning moment that placed Clark at the top of the women's basketball hierarchy, and no matter how much Reese had achieved in college, leading LSU to a national championship, flexing her dominance in front of millions, and cementing herself as one of the most polarizing stars in women's sports, the spotlight had shifted completely to Caitlin Clark. And with that shift came the uncomfortable reality of how race, personality, and perception play into branding in America. Because Clark was immediately painted as the clean, humble, all-American superstar who fit neatly into commercials, sponsorships, and magazine covers, while Reese, despite her undeniable talent and charisma, was branded as flashy, emotional, and problematic, a narrative that critics argue reflects deeper double standards between how Black female athletes and white female athletes are treated by corporate America. And as the debate grew louder online, with social media fueling hashtags like #ClarkEra and #StandWithReese, the division between the two fan bases became toxic, with every game turning into a referendum on who deserved the spotlight more, and every endorsement deal becoming a battlefield of comparisons. But what truly stung Reese was that Clark didn't just land any deal, she landed the deal, the one that symbolizes greatness across all sports. Because being the face of Jordan Brand isn't just about basketball, it's about entering a rarefied space where athletes become cultural icons. And that space was suddenly open to Clark, while Reese found herself fighting for her own identity in the shadow of her rival. And though Reese never openly criticized Clark or the deal, her emotions on the court and cryptic posts on social media suggested that the weight of constantly being compared was taking a toll, because every missed shot, every turnover, every time she was benched late in a game was magnified by the narrative